Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chess King, and today we are going to learn that how can we destroy the defense of our enemy king. If we destroy it, then we can easily win the match. When you try to attack your king, then you can see that there will be a barrier of pawns that will force you to not attack of his king. So here we are going to sacrifice our piece and win the match very easily. So let's start. This is the puzzle. You can see that where black has a three pawns, that is h7, g6 and f5, which is stopping our rook and queen also. But white can easily win this match within few moves. Let's check out how can white win this match. That is the first move that white can sacrifice is one, that is rook cross s7 check. You can see that king cannot move anywhere. He has to take this rook only. After rook king takes s7, and we have a very good move on the board, that is queen cross g6 check, and after king to h8, and after rook queen to h5 check, there is no move, there is only one move that he has to play, that is bishop to h6, and after queen cross s6 it's just a checkmate. So we have seen simply sacrificing a piece, he has given a winning match over here. So let's go to the another puzzle which is little difficult from this puzzle, and we'll practice and discuss. You can see that this is white to play and win actually. If you try to see that where is the barriers that stopping the white rooks and bishop and knight over here to attack on his king, there are three major things, that is f7 g7 and one is h6. So there are three barriers that is stopping our rooks to attack on our king, to attack on his king actually. So we have to sacrifice our piece also. This is white to play and win the match in a few moves or three or four moves actually. If you can then please pause this video and try by yourself. This is the first move over here, is that rook to s7 check over here. Rook to g7 check, and king cannot go anywhere, that he has to be taken this one. And we are going to bring our another piece into a play over here. So king has to move only one place, or if he's trying to play his bishop or to g4, then again this will be simple move, but he's going to lose his bishop. Then he's going to play a king to s7, and we have a knight to f6 is just a checkmate. So we have break his pawn barrier and win this match very easily. So let's move to the another puzzle. This is our third puzzle, and this puzzle is little difficult from this before puzzle, and we have to try by yourself. If you can, then please pause this video and try by yourself. This is white to play and win this match. If you will calculate the barriers of this black, then we will get that e6 f5 and g6 over there, and there is also queen on g8 and rook on f8, which is stopping our queen, bishop and rook, and we have also bishop on e2 to attack on his king over here. So we have to sacrifice, or we have to do something that we can get attack on his king and do a checkmate. So the first obvious move that white has to play over here is that bishop to h5. You can see that bishop h5, and after playing bishop to h5, you can see that this bishop cannot be taken. If the bishop takes, then what is going to happen? There's lots of move to play. If your king tried to escape from this place, then this is going to be worse for him, because after king to e8 and queen cross g6 check, and king cannot move. And if over here queen cross g6 and bishop cross g6 is check, and rook to f7 and rook to h8 is just a checkmate over here. If in this position, after giving check, if your opponent tried to play like queen to f7, then this is also not going to work over here, because after queen cross f7 check and rook cross f7 and rook to h8 is just a checkmate. So after playing king to e8 is going to be deadly checkmate after queen cross g6. So after bishop to h5, we cannot play king to e8. If we try to take this bishop by pawn, then this is also going to be made very easily. After g cross h5, we have a very good move on the board, that is queen cross h5 check, and after queen to g6, and after queen cross g6 is just a checkmate over here. So I've seen how we have sacrificed our bishop and we got a deadliest attack to his king actually. So let's move to the another puzzle, and that puzzle will be little difficult from this puzzle. This puzzle has little difficult difficulties to do actually. This is black to play and win the match over here. You can see that white has a knight on e4, and there are b3 and a2 is stopping our queen, and that knight is stopping our diagonally bishop on g2, and we have also rook on h2. But how can we win this match over here? First of all, we have to find the where is the barriers, and we have to weak that barrier, and we will win this match. So this is black to play and win this match. If you can, then please pause this video and try by yourself. So let's start over here. The first white has to play over, sorry, black has to play over here is there is bishop cross d4, because knight is playing on 8 moves he can play. So we have to stop this knight by taking and crossing by our bishop. After bishop cross d4 check, so his king cannot move anywhere, because if king to b1, then if king to b1, then we have a queen to f5 check, and we can easily win this match. And his king, you can see that he has to play something else, and if he try to play like rook to this, then we have a check by queen over here. So he cannot play in this move a king move, so you have to take this bishop by his rook. After taking this bishop by rook, we have a very great move on the board. Can you find it? That is trying to sacrifice his rook, that is rook cross a2, and again we have break his one another barrier, which is the a2 pawn actually. After crossing the a2 pawn, you can see that his king is little worry over here. He has to take this rook, otherwise he is going to be in danger. After king cross a2, and after queen to b2, queen to b3 check, and there is only one move, that is king to a1, and we have a checkmate in one move, that is queen to a2 is just a checkmate. So let's go to the initial position, that is we have taken this knight barrier because he's supporting the pawn on b3. So after bishop cross d4, and after rook cross d4, so after rook cross d4, we have seen that his knight is out from the board, and there is also lots of difficulties. After we have taken the rook cross a2, we have broken his barrier, the b3 supporting, which is supporting the a2, and after king takes, we have a simple game on the board, and we have win this match. So let's move to the another and our last puzzle, which is very difficult to solve, and we'll try and discuss this puzzle over here. This is our last and very difficulty puzzle that we have to solve and discuss this puzzle. You can see that white has a very good bishop diagonals, two bishop which is on e5 and d3, and we have a rook and queen at a one place. So we have a very deadly attack, but can we find the barriers, and can we find how can we break the barriers and attack and win the match very easily? This is white to play and win. So let's see that there are three pawns pairs on the board, that is f7, g7, and one is s7 over here. So first of all, we have to break one of them barrier by sacrificing our piece and attacking to his king over here. The first obvious move that he has to play, that is bishop cross s7 check. We have lots of pieces on the board, so we can sacrifice, and we have all pieces are activated, so we can attack one by one. So on the time we can sacrifice, otherwise if you are going to sacrifice, if you don't have anything, then you're going to be in a loss. So after bishop cross s7, then his king has to take this bishop, otherwise if king try to go like king on h8, then this is going to be very bad, because after queen on h5, and after knight to f6 is trying to stop this, then we can simply take this bishop by knight, and if bishop takes, then we have a dead checkmate in 2, because after bishop to g6 and king to h king to g8, and after queen to h7, it's just a checkmate. So after bishop to h8, sorry, bishop to h7, this bishop has to be taken by king cross h7. And you know the very simple move that white has to play, that is queen on h5. Everyone knows this move actually over here. Queen on h5, check. So what he can play over here? He has to play, that is only one, that is king on g8. And let's go to the obvious move, that is again try to break is another barrier, that is bishop cross g7. Sacrificing another piece to do a checkmate. He has a checkmate on h8 over here, so he has to play lots of things. If he try to play like f6 or something else, like he suppose he played like f6, making a space over there, then if we try to play like king to g7, then what will happen? Let's see one by one both move. If you try to play like king to g7, then we can easily win this match by playing rook to g3 check, and after queen to f6, and we have a checkmate in one move, that is queen to g5 is just a checkmate. So you have to take, he cannot take this bishop because there is a matching move. And so if we try to make a space from this king, so what will happen? Like if you play f6, then what will happen? f6, and we have a very good move on the board, that is bishop to s6 over here. Our white next move is going to play g6 and queen to g7, try to do a checkmate. So after playing bishop to s6, he'll rook lift up to stop this queen on g6 by playing queen on g7. If we try to play, but over here we have another piece, that is rook to g3 check, and here black has two choice. He can play either king to h8, or otherwise he can play rook to g7. Let's see what will happen one by one. If he play like king to h8, then after bishop to g7 check, and after king to g8, and we have a checkmate in one move, that is queen to h8 is just a checkmate. So he cannot move his king to h8. He has to play rook to g7, and after rook takes g7, and after king to h8 or something else, we have a queen to g6, mate going to theta on mate on h7. So suppose he play anything, then we have a checkmate on h7. So let's go to the initial position after bishop cross h7, and after king to h7, and after queen to h5 check, and after king to h8, and after bishop to g7 check, and after he cannot play f6. We have seen the variations, so he have to play the f5 move over here. After playing f5, we will going to bring our rook on g3, and we have a threatening mate on bishop to f6. So he's tried to attack his on rook by playing bishop to h4, attacking our rook on g3, but it's not going to be work over here, because after we have a deadly move, that is bishop to f6 check by rook, and if rook by taken by his bishop, then we have a winning move, that is queen to g6 check, and king cannot move anywhere. So thank you for watching my video, and please like, share and comment to my channel. Hope you like my video, and please subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.